I don't want to say which film, but I look at a lot of the films on the Best Picture list for the last few years and go, I could have shot that in a week with a cell phone. Give me a break.
Coming in to this, my Uber driver is excited for me to chat with you. My kid is excited with me to chat with you. So there's a range of people that love and admire your work. So congrats on Avatar, Fire, and Ash.
That's cool, thanks.
But I wanted to start with the fact that you've been giving us a lot of the inside looks of how these films are being made, which are very cool.
And I never did that before.
You never did that before.
Yeah.
So I guess my first question is, what made you want to finally let us in on how the magic actually works? Because it's so detailed.
I can do this in 2 letters.
Go.
AI. If people think that what we're doing is AI, there's going to be a caution around it, or a hesitance, or a less willing, kind of enjoyment factor.
Yeah.
But if they know, if I talk them through it chapter and verse, and they know that this is real actors doing real performances over a period of months, even years, then they'll make the human connection. So I always say that the best metaphor is to think of it as makeup.
Yeah.
Right? So when you see somebody doing something, they really did it, and then we just slightly modify the shape of their face, and we make their eyes a little bigger and all that.
Yeah.
So we're actually taking what the actors did, and we're just only kind of modifying the physical aspect of the character, but we don't get in the way of what they created.
Oh, absolutely. Watching them having to jump over things, through things, the world's being lifted. And
yeah, right.
I was just like, what?
Yeah, we do all that.
Yeah.
It's either stunts or it's the actors. Some of the actors are more physical than others. When you see Oona Chaplin doing her kind of low serpentine, kind of slinky moves, that's her. And the same thing with Zoe. Zoe's very physical. She was a formerly trained ballet dancer before she was acting. Sigourney, she's not going to be jumping over logs at 72.
Right.
Maybe small logs, but not the big ones, right?
Yeah.
So we do a stunt double for her on some of that stuff. But everything else she does herself, including all the underwater work.
But even if it is a stunt double, it's an actual person.
Yeah, exactly.
And there is a value to that, because you're right. Like, if you know that it's AI, you're kind of like, anybody can do that.
Right.
Well, anyways, we thank you for that, because I also know that you're an advocate for getting people into the theaters.
Sure.
I know that it's very intentional language when you look at the poster and it says only in theaters.
Yeah.
So then, how do you feel about this whole ongoing studios versus streamers battle, and how do you think it will affect storytelling overall in the long run?
Here's what concerns me. So the streamers had their sudden, rapid rise and completely transformed the industry as a result of the pandemic. That's what opened the door. People were stuck at home. All of a sudden, streaming was on top. Movies were down. During the pandemic, they were way down, almost to nothing. But when they came back, they only came back up to about 70-75% of what they were before.
Right.
And they've never recovered from that, right? So that was the big hit. People have changed their habit patterns. The younger demo isn't going to the movies as much. And people in the middle, people that have small kids and stuff like that, they're not going nearly as much as they used to. So where I worry is that streaming promised filmmakers, big filmmakers such as myself, Guillermo del Toro, other big filmmakers, Catherine Bigelow, amazing budgets to go make movies for direct-to-streaming, right? But then overall, that business it hasn't collapsed, but it's found a level where they're not throwing crazy money at buying market share anymore. So now the big films that I like to make, right, and that I like to see, like Dune and so on, those aren't getting funded through streaming anymore. And the theatrical has shrunk enough that they're not quite as viable a model as they used to be. So I'm just worried that the kind of fantasy films that I like, big science fiction films, big action films, are getting squeezed out in the middle, right? And, you know, we learn to put up with less. We learn to put up with less of the natural world. We learn to put up with less from our coral reefs as the oceans die. We just learn to go along and put up with less and less and less. And I'm just worried that you know, I'm a dinosaur looking up watching the comet coming down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope
And
that's not true.
I hope it's not true either, but I can definitely see the concern, and I think I share that concern with you as well.
Yeah.
Something I was hoping I would get a chance to chat with you about is I thought it was just so cool to see Billie Eilish out there supporting you, and then
she's cool. She's very cool as a person, and obviously as an artist, and it was really such a joyful, almost quick vacation from making Fire and Ash to go off and shoot her concerts for a couple of weeks.
What was that like? I mean, that's got you go from your own world that you've literally created to.
Her world.
Yeah, her world.
Her world.
Yeah.
And it's her show. So we're technically co-directing that film.
Okay.
And that's because she designed the show. She's not just in the show.
Right.
She designed the show. And not only did she write all the songs, co-wrote them with her brother Phineas, but she's the artist, and she created the frame. For her to be in, you know, so she's pretty remarkable. So anyway, that was a joyful experience. Then I had to get back. Now I'm a little behind in post-production. I had to hustle to catch up.
Right. I wanted to also ask you, when it comes to like award season, what's your relationship with like award shows and getting that kind of recognition? Do the snubs ever sting, or is it more so about fan reaction? Because like I said, my Uber driver, my kid, my MD, we're all excited. The love and the respect for James Cameron is there.
I think it's evolved. I mean, there was a time when the Academy could celebrate a movie like Titanic, and there was a time when they could even celebrate a movie like Avatar, if only for us to be, you know, the kind of the giant to David, right? You know, and now I think it's just we kind of don't exist for them anymore, you know, or they create a special category, you know, for movies that people actually go see. And I look at some of the films. I don't want to say which films, but I look at a lot of the films on the Best Picture list for the last few years and go, I could have shot that in a week with a cell phone. Give me a break. You can bleep that.
Quote, no, that's my quote. The last thing I'll say to you is I love that you're so proud of the Canadian connection. We started with Orville. That means a lot to us and everybody here working to support TV and film. So
I love Canada. You could take the boy out of Canada, but you can't take the Canada out of the boy.
That's it.
I'm still, you know, dyed in the wool.
That's it. My man, thank you so much and congrats.
Hey, thanks. Great talking to you.
You too. Cheers.